This conference will now be recorded.
Now, so we are started understanding how tool is functioning. So accordingly, how to change the implementation part, correct? So now, so as of now, we have created a top three, bottom three using the parameter we passed into where to the filter sections, correct? So we created a calculated field as well. Using that, we are able to pass a, we are able to assign a rank functions, correct? So let's try. For example, this is a top rank dense. Okay, so look at the syntax. Rank dense of expression. In the expression place, you have to pass one measure. Why should we pass measure? Because ranks are assigned or given only on the metric performance. Correct? We cannot rank based on a dimension. When you have three categories, you cannot calculate what is one, what is two, what is three. It has to be calculated based on the respective measure aggregation. So what is a category one? Highest sailed category. What is the least sailed category? Okay, so we have to pass a measure. So here, as I said, we are able to pass a descending order, correct? So using this, what we are able to do, we are able to achieve top. Let's duplicate this, edit. This is for bottom, this is for ascending, right? So let's convert it to discrete. If it is a continuous, what happens, it creates some measure access. We don't want any measure access. This is a top, this is a bottom. So hope you guys understood. So what is the difference when you're placing a continuous and a discrete? If you place a continuous to the report, it creates some axis. This is the axis. When you when you when you place a discrete value to the report, it won't create an axis like this. It shows whole numbers. Okay, so that's a different. So discrete similarly acts as a dimension. Got my point? Discrete similarly acts as a dimension. Let's right click on this. Let's convert this as a discrete. If you look at when I convert this to the discrete, it is showing all measure values. All measures means what? 17 measure aggregations being shown here. Let's make it again continuous. If you look at how many measure aggregations, 17. So in which what is the least value? 8532. What is the max? 335. Correct. So let's convert this to the discrete. 85322 to 335. Accordingly, wherever this value belongs to which record, the respective record being labeled with ABC. So whatever you place, that will be shown here. For example, if I place profit into the labels, what happens? The profit of the combination of sale and com- the respective subcategory being shown in the active cell, right? So like the way, this is a profit. So you can pass a sales like this. But what we should think, when you are converting this to the discrete, it is creating whole numbers. So if you look at this is a aggregated measure only, sum of sales. It's not a sales, it is sum of sales. 17 aggregated sale values being shown. You can place this to the rows to create a text. Got it? So like this, the way you can able to play with the, you can able to understand the functionality between a discrete and a continuous when you are placing them into the report. Got it? So now we are able to pass a top and bottom, that is fine. But the thing, Where is the top? This is the top. This is the top. Correct. So if you look at it is assigning ranks for n number of records. Got it? So now I'm changing this. I want to display only top three based on my metric performance. So sum of sales, what we are passing here, bookcases sales. I mean subcategory sales, because this measure aggregated it available dimensions in the report, available dimensions category and subcategory. At that level only the measure being passed. This sum of sales is dynamic. Okay, let's pass one value here. How to pass? Here we are assigning the rank. Correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am writing some logical condition here like this, less than or equal to 3. So that what happens? The execution process always record by record. Bookcases. What is a recorder? Cursor placed at row number 1. It processes sum of sales. So after sorting all order in a descending, then it starts executing rank function. So what is the highest one? 335. Shades becomes the rank 1, 1 less than or equal to 3. Condition passed. Next phones, 2 less than or equal to 3. Condition passed. Next 3. Storage, 3 less than or equal to 3. Condition passed. Next 4. Tables, 4 less than or equal to 3. Condition failed. So from 4 onwards the conditions get failed. So when you are writing the expression like this, okay, you are not what we can say, you are not handling the output of this calculation. The output of the calculation is a boolean expression. Boolean means what? Once it is executed, it defines whether it is true or false, because you are not handling the result expression. You have given just only the conditional expression. Let's see what is this. T by F. If you look at this is a top 3, it assigned a label as a T by F. T by F means what? The label indicates the data type is boolean. The label indicates the data type is boolean. So when you have the boolean expression always results what? Boolean expression always returns only two values. So true or false, yes or no. Okay, sometimes based on applications 1 or 0, something like this. Okay, if you look at true or false, yes or no, these two are the string. Let me drag this to the report. What it is returning? True or false? Correct. So this is a false, this is true. Where is the, this is true, this is true, remaining are false conditions. So instead of filtering the data 1 2 3, you can directly drag this to the filter section. You can able to make a selection to true, apply the filter. Like this the way you can able to filter out true expressions. You can remove it. Got it? So like the way we can able to create a boolean expression. So the result of the boolean is a true or false. So the output is what? It's a string, true or false, but it is placed under the measures. It is placed under the measures. The result is descriptive information, but it placed under the measures. So you know dimension and facts, right? So 99% cases descriptive information are the dimensions. Only 1% case descriptive information acts as a measure or fact, because that defines, that acts as a metric of the business. So using this you are able to identify whether the data which satisfies the condition, that is classifying your records based on the metric performance, the resultant might be a boolean, might be a description, might be a text. Got it? So like the way we can able to elaborate our calculation to more. So when you want to filter out, you have a requirement from the client to make a change it to 4. They want to see top 4 subcategories. Yes, you can able to filter out top 4. Just to change the condition, apply it. If you look at when you are applying, dynamically it is filtering 4 records because you classified your data with only 2 values, true or false. Again the conditions get executed, so the fourth record fall under the true condition that being filtered dynamically. Correct? So like the way we can able to filter out the data. Got it? So we are passing a measure aggregation here. Similarly you can pass it to here as well. So it's very simple. The logical conditions how you are writing in Tableau is very simple, but analytically when you are strong, you can able to customize your calculation based on the requirement. So identifying the rank is fine, it's a simple rank function, but logically handling this rank function is very very important. So a number has to compare with one other number, so you have to use some arithmetic operator. Okay, then only it defines whether the condition satisfies the record satisfy the condition or not. Got it? So like the way we can able to bottom 3, like the way we can able to use boolean expressions, and we can compare a rank against with the required number from the client. We can able to filter this. Okay, this is fine till now. Now I'm let's customize this calculation. Instead of true and false, I have a requirement from the client. So you are showing top and bottom with a true and false. I don't want this. Client requirement is they want to display the data with the, if it is top 3 it has to show top 3, it has to show top 3. Remaining all should be shown as others. Remaining all should be shown as others. Remaining all should be shown as others. So let's category, subcategory, sales. I'm filtering this top 4. Let's duplicate this. Okay, this is a top 4. Top 4 customization. Okay, so what it wants to filter the data based on the rank function. So if you look at so you might aware of if and case statements, right, in any programming languages. So if you look at logical, okay, so these all are the logical functions. So using the logical functions, what we can do, we can able to establish the conditional executions here. So not only with one condition, with the multiple conditions you can execute using logical operations. Okay, for example case. So if you look at case expression, you can take any expression. When value is this one, then you can handle the results. Then what needs to be shown in the output, that you can handle here. Else something else. Otherwise you can repeat the same condition when, so when some value, then so on so result, when some value, then so on so result, like this way. Case Roman numeral, when I then 1, when 2 then 2, else 3, like this way. Okay, so similarly if you look at if is also the same. So if your expression, then what is the result? Else if To handle another condition, you can use one more else if. What is the expression? What is the result you want? Else, if any record does not satisfy the above conditions, it will be fall under the else. You can handle the else with the loss or something else. Okay, so now I'll show you simple example how to handle the if rank tens of sum of sales are less than or equal to 4, then I'm writing the condition as top 4. Got it? What I'm resulting here? Top 4. If you look at here, I'm defining a string. String always defined with the double quotes or single quotes. How to define a string? So here, how should I define a string? Because category is a dimension, it is a string. These all are the strings I can use in the output. But I want to add my own value. Top 4, it is not coming from the database. I am adding this value. So when you are adding this value, you have to mention in the double quote, then only that takes as a string. Got it? So else, why? Because why I'm giving the else statement, I don't have any other condition here. I don't have any other condition here. That's what I'm giving the else statement. What is the else value? Else, I'm, I'm handling this with the others end. Okay, so if you look at if statement, uh, if expression, what is the expression here? I'm using the expression this one, whether this is a conditional expression. So whenever you are writing any logical conditions, so you must give your conditional expression after if. Otherwise, in the case statement also, you have to mention your conditional statement, conditional expression. Then you are handling the result as a top 4. Got it? Let's filter out. Let's drag this to the filter section, sorry, into the report. If you look at now, whatever record satisfy the condition being shown as top 4, whatever record getting failed handled as others. Similarly, let's duplicate this here. Sorry, let's duplicate this. Okay, so here I'm not giving else statement. Here I'm not giving any else statement. Still the condition is valid. Still the condition is valid. Let's apply this. Let's drag it to the report. What it is executing? Except top 4 remaining all executing under the null. So to handle the exceptions, to handle unsatisfied conditional results, the else statement being used. Got it? So if not satisfied above condition, remaining records need to be performed or executed under one of the condition, that will be else. So if you're not giving any else statement, that resultant as null by default. If you handle the null, you can use you have to mention something in the else statement. The dissatisfied conditional records will be executed under the else statement. Hope you got it. Correct? Like the way we can able to filter out the data, top 4, bottom 4. So similarly, I'm duplicating this expression. Okay, bottom 4. Okay, rank density sum of sales less than or equal to 4, then bottom 4. Got it? else handle this under the others. Like this way you can able to use this. Got it? Let's drag the bottom four to the report. Bottom four and others. So when you have a requirement to show, I'm removing this. To remove this from the report, just right click on it. You can select remove option. Otherwise, you can drag this to the empty place where it shows a cross mark so that it get removed. Got it? So now it is filtering top four and the bottom four. So now filter the data top four. Got it? So now it is filtering the data of top four. Now I have a requirement. I want to filter out top four and bottom four. I want to filter out top four and bottom four in a single sheet. What is the requirement? I want to filter out top and bottom in a single sheet. That is a scenario for you. Okay. And another thing, actually, to achieve that, we have multiple solutions. So what you are taking is very important. So moreover, let's take category, subcategory, sales. Okay, you got the requirement, right? So now I'm giving another one, top four, bottom four. Okay, now I can able to filter this data. But what I want, I want to, this is a static calculations. Static means what? It is not a dynamic. I don't have a user selection. So now the report design is to show for top and bottom, for top and bottom, sir. But user requested to make this as a dynamic. User want to pass his own value to the report. If we select 5, my report has to show 5 records. If we select 2, my report has to show 2 records. So whatever he want, that needs to be filtered in the report. So first you can do it for top, later you can do it for bottom. Then you have to do top and bottom into one sheet. Correct? So when you are filtering the top 4, you cannot have a selection for bottom 4. Got it? So you have to filter, you have to think about some other solution which supports to filter out the top 4 and bottom 4 in a single sheet. Now similarly, we are able to, this is a calculation, so it is a static calculation, so user want a selection, user want to pass a value, accordingly report has to filter out top and bottoms in a single sheet. Top and bottoms in a single sheet. So my report has to show top and bottom in single sheet. That is the second requirement. So then category, subcategory, sales. Okay. So here we wrote some calculations using Boolean expression. Okay. This is the top 4 custom. So if you look at here, top 4 and others, correct? So this is just for your information. Don't think why should we write this calculation. Okay, so we can handle the same thing in some other way. Let me try that if that possible or not. This is a top 4. Hmm. So table calculated results, the boolean expression results does not support to create alias names. I'm searching whether we can create alias name for this or not. Change the data type default properties, total using create, edit, add it to sheet. Okay, so it's nothing, it's not working. So just I tried, so whether it is possible to create alias name for true or false or not. If alias name is supported,
You can say rename, right?
uh,
Rename. Rename.
no, so renaming is nothing but you can rename the column name.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so alias name is for a value existed in the column.
Okay.
Got it, value existed in the column. So rename is only for the column renaming. So anyway, leave it. So table calculation resultant does not support to create alias name for the values. Okay. Okay, so you got the scenario cases, right? Two scenario cases. If you have any doubts, let's just let me know. Now, category, subcategory, sales. Okay, here sales categorization. Got it? Sales categorization. So not the sales categorization. Let's leave it. I'm creating a parameter here. I have a requirement. When I select a subcategory from the parameter, my report has to show the respective subcategory in the report. The respective subcategory in the report and the remaining has to be hide. So now I'm creating a parameter for that requirement. So I'm giving the naming convention as a subcat para. Okay, subcategories are which data type? String data type. Correct. Now I'm giving the data type as string. So parameters having how many data types? Six data types: float, integer, string, boolean, date and time. Correct. Using the string, so what is the value? I want to pass a subcategory to the report. To pass a subcategory, if you are well aware, you know the exact subcategory name. Otherwise, you have to use a list. So for example, show parameter. Okay, so it is a string parameter because the label of a parameter is abc. Now I am passing bookcases. When I am selecting a bookcases, this is not impacting to the report. If you look at here, because what I said, parameters are the global variables, which are using the parameter we can pass user defined value to the report. What is my requirement? When I am passing a value from the parameter, my report has to filter respect to subcategory in the report. My report has to filter respect to subcategory. When I am passing the bookcases, my report not filtering the bookcases because it is some external value. You have to link this one with the existing data. So very simple. When you are passing a subcategory name from the parameter, this is external. You are passing some external value. So you have to show the similar subcategory in the report. To showcase that, you need some comparison, correct? So this has to be matched with the existing subcategories list. So you are passing bookcases. If bookcases matching with the first record, that will be boolean expression. I mean that will be satisfied condition. The next will be failed, 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 failed. Remaining 16 records get failed. Correct. Now, how can you achieve this? There is no alternative. You cannot pass a string parameter directly to the filter section. Here top and bottom we have, you are unable to pass here because it supports some measure conditions. Okay, so you have to pass some bookcases, string bookcases to the report to handle such a type of cases. In most of the cases, except passing integer numbers to the top and bottom section, when you are using a string parameters, yes, you have to use calculated fields. So what is that? Subcat result. Okay, so what I want to pass, I want to pass subcategory parameter to the calculated field. Why should I pass? I have to compare parameter against to the subcategory column, then only I can able to identify whether it is equal or not. So how to do that? So let's search for sub. So this, with the sub we have subcategory parameter name. Let's select this equal to, which must be equal to what? Subcategory column. Okay, one more thing we should understand, this is a string data type, this is also a string data type. So when you are writing a comparisons, both must be with the same data type. You cannot compare a integer with a string. One cannot be equal or less than or equal to some bookcases. So that type of comparison is not possible. Got it? If you look at the calculation is valid now, what I am trying to find, I want to get only the list of parameter what I am passing from the parameter need to be filtered in the report. This is a still boolean expression, you can drag it to the filter section, you can select the data for true. For example, uh, what is another one, papers, storage is one subcategory we have. Storage, enter. Yes, now you are able to pass. If you are a, if you are a way business people, if you have full command on all products list, then only you can able to pass your value. Otherwise what you have to do, we have to create a list of parameters instead of typing every time. Select a list. So when you are selecting this value, here manually you can type the value. When you have one or two values, it is good. For example, bookcases, like the way you can able to type the value, but typing the value every time is not possible. Correct? So why it is not possible? So when you have a number of values, you cannot pass it. So we have to import a subcategories list into this parameter that is available we have. So select fixed option, add values from. When you select the supportive dimensions being listed here, so you creating a parameter with a string. Okay, so string data type columns being displayed here. Now I am selecting subcategory. When you select a subcategory, all the values imported into your parameter. Let's apply this. Let's hide this. Let's select show parameter control. So with the list option, now you are able to see all subcategories. Yes, you imported all the values into your parameter, but still when I'm selecting any value, that is not impacting to my report. Yes or no? It's not. When I'm selecting binders, my report has to show binders, but it is not passing. Why? It has to be managed with a calculation. So what is a calculation? Has to write a subcat para is equal to subcategory. Simple. So the execution will be record by record. Subcategory para, what it is returning, it is returning binders now. Okay, so what is the subcategory? It is passing bookcases. Okay, whether it is satisfied or not, failed condition, that's what it executed under the false. The next one failed, failed, somewhere it get executed. Apply this again, let's filter the data. True, yes. So you are filtering the true condition. True means the satisfied condition. Whatever you pass, that will be considered as a true. I'm passing phones, that will be true. Correct? Now this became dynamic execution. Got it? So like the way you can able to create a parameter by importing data from other dimensions. Okay, and one more thing, you can manage the calculation like this using the true or false. You are able to achieve this, but I don't want like this. Let's remove this from the report. Let's duplicate this column because I'm going with the subcat show hide option. Okay, if subcategory para is equal to subcategory, then my reporter has to show this value, else my report has to hide values on the end. If you look at this is a valid calculation now. Okay, so you might have a doubt, why should we mention this in a double quote? Yes, you can remove it. If you remove, what it is returning, it is returning some errors, expected end to match. So okay, that's fine. This is a end. Still the calculation returning errors. Reference to undefined field show. Undefined field show. So wherever you are defining, this is not a definition way to define a value. So what do you want to mention here? Do you want to pass any value in the output? Yes. If you want to pass any dimension, you can use dimension. If you are passing a dimension, that will be formatted like this. Square brace with the dimension column name with the again closing with a square brace. If you are passing a parameter, yes, like this. But without passing any column, any parameter, any calculated field, if you are specifying a dimension, yes, you have to mention like this. As I said, either you can go with a double quote, otherwise you can go with a single quote. So you have to mention the string in a inverted commas only. So let's apply this. This is a show hide. So when you are executing a column, when you are writing a calculated field, that is creating a new column in the report. So that will be executed when you are dragging that to the report. Now the report, the calculated field got executed and it defines what is the show, what is hide. If you look at bookcases is the show, remaining all are hide. To filter out this, drag it to the filter section. Let's filter out for show. Got it? So like the way you can able to filter the data. So sometimes let's duplicate this. This is a, where is a subcat show height, right? So let's duplicate this calculated field as well. Okay, here I want to give my name as Prem. I want to give my name as Tableau. It's possible. Where is a Prem? This is a Prem, remaining all are Tableau. So using the if and else statement, you are handling complete result. So what need to be mentioned in the output, that is handled by the if statements. One more thing we should understand, using the if you can able to specify multiple conditions. Here we don't have any requirement, that's the reason you specified one condition, and the remaining all you are executing under one more condition. Got it? So now duplicate this again, right click, edit. I'm creating with a para. Okay, I have a requirement, I want to remove subcategory. Okay, so whenever you are passing a parameter value, that parameter value has to be shown in the output. The parameter values need to be shown in the output. So as of now, what you placed, as of now what you did, so we have placed uh, customized result frame tableau like this you have we have placed, correct, but we don't want that. So we want to filter out, we want to show subcategory name in the output, and the remaining should be hide. Subcategory name in the output, remaining should be hide. So let's apply this white filtering the data. Okay, so I have removed category, right? That's fine. Okay, so if you look at Tableau custom result, this is placed, right? Let's edit this so you are able to understand. So subcategory, what I'm passing machines. Machines are part of which one? Technology. Machines are part of a technology category. So remaining all subcategories which part of a furniture executed as a Tableau. That's the reason it is showing one aggregated value. Similarly for office supplies. But whereas comes to the technology, except one record remaining all executed under Tableau. What is that record? Machines. Machines is one record executed under the frame. So only for technology it is returning two values. This is one record value that is satisfied conditional result. Remaining all will be part of a Tableau. Got it? So but for remaining categories it is returning only one execution, that is a Tableau. Got it? So like the way it is executing the result. Now here I don't want to frame, I want the subcategory name. So how can I show subcategory name? There are two ways. Either manually you have to mention the respective subcategory name here. Okay, like this the way you can able to pass. But this is not a dynamic calculation, right? When you're changing, you have the selection to change the value. So I'm changing to bookcases, still it is showing machine. It should not show machine, it should be dynamic. So what we have to do, we have to replace this with this is a customized value and specifying one value. So I have to replace this with some dynamic value. What is the dynamic value having here? Parameter is having dynamic value, subcat para, correct? This is having dynamic value. When a subcategory from the parameter is equal to the subcategory value, okay, then it is resulting parameter value. So you should understand here, it is record by record execution. It is record by record execution. So don't think you have the subcategories in the report. In underlying data source you have subcategories, right? How many records you have? 9,000 something change of records you have. So record by record, your parameter, you are passing parameter means you are passing value from the parameter. That value sits here. Okay, simply you are making dynamic. So for example, bookcases like this the way you can able to write, but the thing, this is a static, every time it executes only for bookcases. To replace that one, you are making a dynamic value passing to this calculated field using your parameter. That's what you are passing your subcategory para. Hope you got it, right? Now the resultant will be parameter. Let's pass this. Yes, now you passed bookcases. That's what bookcases being shown here. So labels, yes, labels being shown, remaining will be executed under the Tableau. So now storages like this the way you can able to customize your calculations. So now I want to filter the data. I want to filter out only the, where is the subcategory? Let's place. Okay, let's place this one as well so that it will be easy. Supplies. This is a supplies. So supplies is supplies. Remaining all are under the Tableau. So what do you want to do here? I want to filter out only satisfied result. So then I have to drag this calculated field to the filter section. So here you have two values, one is the supplies, another one is tab. I'm filtering out for supplies. Now I'm changing the value, the report become blank. Why? Because you manually selected a specific value supplies. Until your report executed supplies, your report become blank. So supplies, now report will be shown because you manually filtered your data supplies. Got my point? You manually filtered your data supplies. So this is supplies is just a result of your calculated field. It is not constant. Every time the value get changed. What you have to do? You have to think some other solution. Let's exclude Tableau so that whatever result will be output of your calculated field, that dynamically selected and the remaining all will be part of that Tableau. Got it? So like the way you can able to customize your calculation, you can able to filter out your data. Whenever you are writing the calculation, whenever you are filtering the data, you should think what is happening exactly, how to filter that respective data in the report. Subcat result para. Got it? So like the way we can able to filter the data. So and also let me write one more calculation, similar calculation. Here I'm passing a parameter, right? Instead of parameter, even my subcategories also having subcategory names. Yes, I can able to pass a subcategory. Subcategory. So you might have a question. Subcategory parameter returning one value, but subcategory having 17 values. But the execution process is not like that. Let's duplicate this. Okay, let's remove this. I'm giving a dimension. Okay, so I'm replacing a parameter with the original column name. Okay, when you are replacing, what it will return? It will return subcategory name for satisfied condition. So the satisfied condition is supplies. For example, for now, what is the current value of the parameter? Supplies. Supplies equal to supplies. Then you are returning subcategory value. Else you are returning Tableau. If you look at this is a new calculated field supplies. When you are passing appliances, yes, appliances. So we achieved the same result with the two calculated fields. One is using parameter in the output, one is using a dimension in the output. So it is not like you are resulting 17 subcategory. It is record by record execution. For this record, what is the parameter value? Appliances equal to what is the value of subcategory? Bookcases. Passing the column name is nothing but passing the underlying value from the column. So bookcases, appliances equal to bookcases. It is dissatisfied condition. It returns a tableau for that record. Then cursor moves down. Appliances equal to chairs, dissatisfied condition, dissatisfied condition, dissatisfied condition. Come here. Appliances from the parameter is equal to appliances from the dimension. What is the result? Dimension name. What it is? Appliances. It is record by record. It won't return 17 record values, I mean 17 subcategories values to only this record. It's not like that. Our execution process completely record by record. What is the record value that will be displayed in the output? Got it? So like
Prem,
the way
what
you
is
can,
sorry, what is the dependency in the bottom? One dependency, I can say.
what is the,
Dependency. Open that field.
okay,
Go. In the bottom, one I can say one dependency drop down in the bottom before the apply.
No, so this is just it is showing. So when you are deleting, there is some dependencies, right? So similarly, it is changes to this calculation might change the following sheets: subcat result to para 2. So if I am making any change in this calculation, it might impact to some other sheets. If the dependency is 0, there is no impact to other sheets. If you are making change, I am using this calculated field in this report. If you are making change, that will be impact to this report. Like the way
Oh,
how many dependencies I have, one dependency I have, I'm using in the same sheet. So in the real
okay.
time when you are making the calculation, so a workbook having a number of dashboards, when you are making a change in one calculation, that might impact in a number of sheets. So before to make a change in your logic, you have to perform perform impact analysis of the calculation change happening in how many reports, in how many sheets. Got it? Because that dynamically impacted into a number of sheets. So like the way to analyze where it has dependency, that will be shown here.
Okay. Thank
Got it? So like the way we can able to customize your calculations. So how you are good in writing a calculation, that plays very important role. This is complete logical. So you should be very good in writing, optimizing your calculations. Hope you got it. So like the way you can able to customize your calculations. So for now I am ending the session. We'll connect